Hey everyone, welcome back. This is part 3 of our Jim Henson birthday weekend celebration, and in this video, I'm going to show you the items I picked up. If you're just joining us, in part 1, we took a walking tour through New York City where we saw many of Jim Henson's favorite places, filming locations for many of the productions. We got to go inside the legendary Jim Henson Company carriage house, as well as a trip to the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens for puppet demonstrations, screenings, and Muppet karaoke. Then in part 2, we showed you day 2, which included the swamp meet that I put together, more screenings, a costume contest, and capping off the amazing weekend with even more Muppet karaoke. As you saw, the whole weekend was just a magical experience, but now let me show you what I picked up. As our tour concluded and we exited the carriage house, we were each given one of these amazing Art of the Muppets posters, originally for sale for the Art of the Muppets exhibition in 1980, which is a larger version of the cover for the Art of the Muppets book. For years, these were incredibly rare and hard to find, and apparently they had a whole bunch in their warehouse. And if there's one thing I like, it's new old stock, because that means it's a vintage item that is super minty and was never actually released. And speaking of new old stock, when we arrived at the Museum of the Moving Image, there was a whole bunch of new old stock waiting for us at the gift shop, including records, books, watches, plush, and more. Where I picked up this 1982 Miss Piggy's Aerobic Workout Exercise album, still brand new and factory sealed, released by Warner Brothers Records, as well as this 1985 Muppet Babies Rocket to the Stars album, released by Parker Brothers Music, also still brand new and factory sealed, as well as this 1976 release of the Muppet Musicians of Bremen, released by Children's Records of America, which, as you can see, is still brand new and factory sealed for your protection. Absolutely incredible stuff, and we're just getting started, because they also had a whole bunch of new old stock Fraggle Rock books as well, including the large hardcover of Wimbley's Egg, released by Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston in 1985. The hardcover retail versions of What Doozers Do, If I Were King of the Universe, and Best Friends, all released by Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston in 1984, as well as the retail UK versions of What's a Fraggle, which was released in the UK and Malta, If I Were King of the Universe, which also was released in the UK and Malta, and The Legend of the Doozer Who Didn't, which was only released in the UK, all released by Sphere in 1985. This small hardcover UK exclusive Fraggle Rock book, The Cave of the Lost Fraggle, released by Carnival in 1986, as well as these incredibly rare small cardboard Fraggle Rock books, Boober's Colorful Soup and Doozer's Big and Little, both released by Longmeadow Press in 1988. And having been on the lookout for these for quite some time, I completely freaked out when I saw them. And speaking of Fraggle Rock items I freaked out over, here is the 1984 Fraggle Rock calendar still in its slipcase. Check this thing out. It's probably never even been taken out of there before. It's obviously new old stock, so it's in minty conditions, released by Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston in 1983. The illustrations inside are just spectacular. And it even opens up to have a poster of the Gorg's Garden in the center. This is the item that got me over to the gift shop in the first place. My friend Kurt said, "Hey, do you know they're selling vintage Fraggle Rock calendars in the gift shop?" And I immediately said, more walking, less talking. And we walked right over to the gift shop where we saw all this amazing new old stock. And that's still not all of it, because I also picked up this 1984 program for the Muppet Show on tour, as well as the even rarer 1985 version for the second edition of the show. Again, they're new old stock, so none of the activities or coloring pages have been touched or colored. I also picked up this incredibly obscure and rare Muppet movie sell sheet put out by ITC in 1979. Which has the Muppet movie poster on one side with all the celebrity cameos named, along with a few photos from the film on the back, as well as a brief description. Now, the world-famous Muppets star in their first full-length motion picture. This is the story of Kermit the Frog, who leaves his home in the swamp for the Dream City, Hollywood. On his merry odyssey across the country, he gathers the funniest band of characters this side of Muppet Mania. He also meets the love of his life, Miss Piggy, in a classic screen confrontation. In the tradition of great Hollywood epics, the Muppet movie has lavish sets, spectacular locations, fantastic special effects, wonderful guest stars, heroes, villains, and a host of surprises for the entire family to enjoy. And while I already had this next item in my collection, I could not resist picking up this Labyrinth photo album, being as it was new old stock, and I'm pretty sure it was in even mintier condition than the one I already had. Released by Owl Books, a Henry Holt & Company in 1986, which, as the title suggests, features all kinds of amazing photos from the film. The film, of course, stars David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly with numerous goblins and creatures. Another item I already had in my collection but could not resist picking up because of the condition was this small Kermit plush put out by Applause. That's actually bendable and still has the ability to bend, has its tags, has its hang tag and everything. Like I said, could not resist picking one of these up because it is just in amazing new old stock condition. There was one more thing I picked up from the gift shop, but you guys don't really want to see it, do you? All right, I'll go get it. Because it's a Jim Henson Productions cast and crew jacket. Check this thing out. It's cloth here with leather arms. I do have a similar jean jacket, but not the cloth and leather version. Apparently there were two there, and one was already sold before I saw it, so I saw this one there and just had to pick it up. Apparently both were donated by Henson Legacy president Craig Sheman and his wife, Muppet performer Stephanie D'Abruzzo, who you should know from Avenue Q, Sesame Street, Helpsters, and many, many more. The one that sold before I got there was Craig's jacket, which makes this Stephanie's jacket. And I know this is Stephanie's because I talked to Craig after the event and said, hey, I bought one of those jackets. And he said, those are mine and Stephanie's. And I said, yeah, it's kind of odd because it says it's this certain size, but it fits kind of weird. He goes, ah, that must be Stephanie's. So anyway, Stephanie, I now have your cast and crew jacket in my collection. And those are just the items I picked up from the gift shop on day one. But right now, we're going to take a little break and show you some of the items I didn't buy, because these next items were gifts from fellow fans. Like these buttons by Sam, aka Muppet State of Mind, that say, Happy Birthday, Jim, and Muppets Take Momi 2025. This sticker from Leah, aka Electric Mayhem Pins, who has since changed her name to Leah Makes Mayhem. This sticker by Brittany, aka Miss Leisure, that says Muppets Take Momi 2025 with Fozzie on top of the Empire State Building with a Kermitized Godzilla roaming the streets. As well as this small sticker featuring Kermit wearing a party hat that says Momi 2025, also from Brittany, aka Miss Leisure. There was also this button featuring Jim Henson, Miss Piggy, and Kermit. Sadly, I cannot remember who gave this to me. Lucas Ross was handing out these stickers of a caricaturized version of himself with Kermit. Ashling, aka Petrified Muppet, made Sesame Street keychains and stickers featuring the Count, Big Bird in a Star, and Jim Henson that says Keep Believing, Keep Pretending. A 4-foot prune had stickers advertising their store made by our friend Richard Gomez. The Mupp Cave handed out these flyers advertising their Muppet Threads, apparel for Muppet fans by a Muppet fan. Shelby, aka Weird Puppet Girl, had these Muppets Take Momi 2025 wood-burned magnets featuring Jim Henson and Kermit, buttons featuring her puppet creation, Dolores, as well as Suncatcher stickers featuring Kermit. I also received this amazing friendship bracelet that says Zoot. Though again, sadly, I'm not quite sure which friend gave this to me. I do know that my friend Kenny Durkin was there, and he 3D printed this Thog figure wearing a I Heart Jim Henson sweater, reminiscent of Thog's appearance in the Muppet Valentine show. And apparently the sweater glows in the dark, which I guess we should try out, right? All right, who turned out the lights? Next, Craig Sheman gave out these official Sam and Friends Fan Club membership cards, which certifies that this card is a member in good, if not outstanding, standing of the Sam and Friends Fan Club, signed by Recording Secretary Yorick. While the back says, the bearer of this card shall be entitled to all rights and privileges accorded Sam and Friends Fan Club members, including, but not limited to, buying breakfast, lunch, and or dinner for Yorick, giving Sam a lift to the studio, and purchasing unlimited copies of these books: Sam and Friends, the story of Jim Henson's first television show, and the Sam and Friends script book, both of course written by Henson Legacy president Craig Sheman. My friend Dave Holteen was also there, and he gave out a whole bunch of postcards featuring some of his amazing Muppet artwork. Like this one featuring Sweetums that says, "Jack not name, Jack Job," this very psychedelic animal. This one featuring Muppet props, Pepe the Prawn playing Squid Game, Beautiful Day Monster, Kermit and Miss Piggy taking a walk in the park, a close-up of Dog Lion, illustrations of Jim Henson as he appeared in Timepiece, Kermit singing Rainbow Connection in the Swamp, Miss Piggy as Captain Marvel, and Bunsen and Beaker in this spoof of Leonardo da Vinci's Adam. As you saw while we were in the carriage house, they also gave us this whole pack of Muppet trading cards designed by our friend Will Carroll. The back of each card features Kermit's face on a checkered backdrop, and the cards I got include an image from the Frog Prince, Leroy and T.R. Rooster from the Muppet Musicians of Bremen, the African masks from the Harry Belafonte episode of The Muppet Show, the King of Eight, and the Mirinda monster from the Mirinda soda commercials. And while all those items are just spectacular, they were made to give out to many fans over the weekend. However, this next item was made just for me, because viewer Cole drew this image of Dr. Teeth and Kermit in the Muppet Show arches for me, because he knows that Dr. Teeth is my favorite Muppet. So thanks again, Cole, for this amazing drawing. Again, I'm really sorry if I forgot anyone that gave me something. Please leave a comment down below if one of those items was from you. So now we've come to the main event, the items I picked up from the swamp meet. First up is what I traded Kevin from a 4-foot prune a Miss Piggy plush for. It's a Baby Miss Piggy Tub Pirates bath toy featuring Baby Miss Piggy in a life preserver, which is still in great condition and still has its tags. Released by Applause in 1989. Another item I traded for was this Sesame Street Elmo Dissectables featuring Elmo's insides outside, which completes my set, as well as this Epcot International Food and Wine Festival Food Taster button. At first glance, you might be saying, what does this have to do with Muppets? Because there's no Muppet on it, doesn't say Muppet on it or anything. But if you know, you know. That this was one of the giveaways as part of Muppet Labs' Brewing Lab at the Odyssey, which takes place as part of Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival. Another item I got at the swap meet that I did not find at a table was this Big Bird bobblehead featuring Big Bird sitting on Citi Field that my friends Melissa and Drew picked up for me at a recent baseball game. The box features Big Bird outside Citi Field with a baseball on one side, Little Bird flying over Citi Field on the other, with Big Bird, Cookie Monster, and Elmo on the back that says M is for Mets. And Muppets. Thanks again to Melissa and Drew for picking this up for me. As I mentioned, this was a swap meet, so fellow fans were encouraged to bring items that they wanted to trade or sell without having to necessarily have a booth. And one fan brought a couple of items they knew I couldn't resist, because they had this Muppet Babies Baby Miss Piggy Deluxe lamp put out by Nursery Originals in 1984, still brand new and factory sealed. And I said, "You are speaking my love language." That's exactly what I said to her. I said, quote, "You are speaking my love language, brand new and factory sealed. I have to have this. This is absolutely incredible." So I bought this from a fan at the swap meet because how could I possibly resist this brand new and factory sealed deluxe Baby Miss Piggy lamp? It's absolutely incredible. I mean, I guess it's incredible because it could be something else in here. I'm pretty sure it is in here because it's still brand new and factory sealed. But that's not all. Because as part of the deal, she threw in this child-size Miss Piggy t-shirt put out by Calamity Jane in 1981, featuring Miss Piggy leading a parade, which I don't think I've ever even seen before. And though it's not quite my size, it's definitely my color. Nope, not pink, not purple. Awesome. Yes, the color of awesome, which is what this is. I also traded a fellow fan for this Jim Henson Legacy brochure that was given out at the Jim Henson stamp dedication at the Museum of Television and Radio. The brochure opens up to reveal information about Jim Henson and the Jim Henson Legacy. It also has this great illustration of Mana Mana that folds down to reveal the Legacy's contact information. But this isn't just a regular Henson Legacy brochure. It has a stamp denoting the event, as well as a Miss Piggy stamp, and it's also signed by Cheryl Henson. As you saw, we had a few celebrities in attendance, including Tough Pigs' Joe Hennis, who signed my DVD slipcover of Elmo's Super Numbers, which of course he starred in. He's right there. Can you see him? Yeah, there he is. No, not over there. Yeah, right there. Yep, there he is, right there. The star of Elmo's Super Numbers, Joe Hennis. Right there.
Worst convention ever.
All kidding aside, thanks again, Joe, for signing this. And speaking of tough pigs, Johannes, he came over during the swamp meet and gave me this March 1973 Zeit magazine featuring a cover story on Sesame Street. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually have its cover, but the article is intact. Also, unfortunately, because it's in German, I have no idea what it says, but it's got a lot of great pictures from the early years of the show, including Ernie and Bert, Big Bird, Roosevelt Franklin, Kermit, Professor Hastings, Oscar, Sherlock Hemlock, Harry, Grover, and Beautiful Day Monster. A look at the human cast, including Bob, Gordon, Susan, and Mr. Hooper. Rare behind-the-scenes photos of Carol Spinney working Big Bird, Jim Henson and Frank Oz performing Kermit and Professor Hastings, Big Bird designer Kermit Love, the filming of an insert with kids on a playground, and screenshots of Bert and Cookie Monster. My friend Jaden LeBron, known for his voiceover work and as a puppeteer, also had a table at the swamp meet. I'm not sure if this is public knowledge yet, but since the promotion is pretty well over, I think I should let the cat or ghost out of the bag and let you know that Jaden was the puppeteer and voice of Boo Berry in the commercials.
Most modern cameras don't pick me up. I've got something we can try. Ah, it's a curse word for your life.
So when I knew he was coming, I brought a few Boo Berry items for him to sign, like this box of General Mills Jim Henson's Boo Berry cereal, as well as this art print also featuring Count Chocula and Frankenberry. And while this whole weekend was about celebrating Jim Henson's birthday, this promotion with General Mills was helping to promote the Henson Company's 70th anniversary. The back of each box not only features the main cereal monster, but a whole bunch of other Henson creatures as well. And once again, thank you, Jaden, for signing these for me. Now let me show you the rest of what I picked up from the swamp meet, which all came from just one booth. Yes, everything you're about to see came from just one booth. And that one booth belonged to Jim Henson Legacy President Craig Sheman, who was busy hosting many other events throughout the weekend, so he put me in charge of his booth. And in doing so, sent me a list of every item he was going to sell and first dibs at them. And I'll let you be the judge, but I picked up some amazing stuff. First up, we have a few postcards. The first one features the cast of Sesame Street celebrating their 20th season. Next, we have one that says, Fox goes to the dogs to promote the premiere of Jim Henson's Dog City. Bow wow wow. Elliot Shag here. I'm the canine cartoonist who created Fox's newest show, Jim Henson's Dog City. Right now, I'm working like a dog to finish the first episode, but I wanted to remind you all to tune in to our premiere. Watch Jim Henson's Dog City Saturday mornings on Fox, starting September 26th. It will make you sit up and beg for more. Woof woof, Elliot Shag. As well as this postcard touting the premiere of The Wobulous World of Dr. Seuss, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern beginning October 13th on Nickelodeon. There was also this Farscape promotional CD that features the Farscape story, character bios, exclusive images, behind-the-scenes footage, a screensaver, bonus scenes, and hidden content, all promoting the March 17th Season 2 premiere of the show, which aired Fridays at 8 p.m. on the Sci-Fi Channel. There was also a set of 9 lenticular Farscape trading cards put out by Rittenhouse Archives, a promotional CD for the Muppet Christmas Carol soundtrack featuring a Muppet mix of It Feels Like Christmas and One More Sleep Till Christmas performed by Kermit, as well as this promotional CD for Muppet Hits Take 2, which features Macho Macho Man, The Comedian's a Bear, and Hawaiian War Chant, as well as the full CD version of Muppet Hits Volume 1, which I did already have in my collection, but it was scratched, so I was happy to upgrade to a non-scratched version. Next, we have this Muppet Studios cast and crew member exclusive tote bag featuring Statler and Waldorf that says, "They claim this is some type of reusable tote, but they're not fooling us. It's just a cotton bag. Ho, 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 ho." Again, a cast and crew exclusive, never released to the public. Next, we have an item I saw last year at Craig's booth that I was kicking myself that I did not pick up at the time. Thankfully, no one else bought it because I now have this brand new and factory sealed copy of Muppets Inside, released in 1996 by the Star Wave Corporation. And not only is it brand new and factory sealed, it's actually a promo copy of the game. And I know this because it says not for resale on the front and it's missing its barcode on the back. Next up is an unused Swedish Chef cooking memo put out by Stuart Hall in 1982. As you can see, all the pages are blank, with the inside flap giving you an old Swedish weights and measures conversion chart. 14.87 ounces equaling 425 grams, or 1 skalpund, 32 lod. And if you're confused by that, so is the Swedish Chef, who signed it, "What der hey?" the Swedish Chef. Next, we have a stamp featuring Kermit the Frog as an honorary Easter bunny put out by Inka Dinka Doo in the early 90s. As you can see, it's still brand new and has never been used, and is one of the many Inka Dinka Doo stamps I've been looking for. Another fairly rare and obscure item I picked up from Craig's booth were these Warbler's World of Dr. Seuss tray puzzles featuring Jane and Junior Kangaroo, still brand new and factory sealed. This one features Jane and Junior reading the Warbler's World book while balancing some trays and teacups next to a floating cake, as well as this larger puzzle with Jane and Junior eating the cake, both released by Mattel in 1997. Next is an item that intrigued me right from Craig's list because it said assorted Muppet dentist office stickers, etc., which describes these exactly because they are various Muppet office dentist stickers, etc. They were 2 blank greeting cards, one that says, "Welcome to our practice," and another that simply says, "Welcome." A whole bunch of postcards. Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here saying, "Happy birthday to a great patient. I hope your birthday is très magnifique. Love, moi." Celebrate, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Smile. Stop. Flash moi your smile. Arg, almost forgot, dentist. I was just sitting here thinking, we haven't seen you in our office lately. Remember to eat plenty of meals in between brushing. A big dental reminder from little old me. Waka waka, why did the dentist cross the road? To get to the filling station. An appointment too important to forget. And no cavities, everybody mambo. That's not all. There was also a whole bunch of stickers, including My Dentist Keeps Me Smiling, Star Patient, Hug Me, I Was Brave, No Cavities, Everybody Mambo, Number 1 Patient, and Stop, Flash moi your smile, as well as these office reminder cards. Don't even think of missing your next checkup. Arg, almost forgot appointment. I nearly forgot. And when was that appointment again? And while they're not dated, they were all released by Smart Practice in what I can only assume is the late 90s to early 2000s. Next, we have an unused, blank, and unbranded Dark Crystal greeting card, which I'm pretty sure is a test version or sample of a Jim Henson Company Christmas card. Next, we have a whole bunch of press kits and folders. Here we have a Muppet Babies press kit put up by Classler Television Incorporated, which opens up to tout the show's 3rd season and 3rd Emmy win. 3 years, 3 Emmys. It's a hat trick. The flap's already a hit and the kids know it. Open up to reveal even more information, as well as a folder featuring a spiral-bound book with information about the show's ratings, for different demographics, the star cameos and video clips used, promotional relationships, information about Muppet Babies Live and the Muppet theatrical films, Philadelphia-specific Muppet Babies advertisers, a page stating they will send your station an outstanding promotion package featuring a personalized introductory promo starring Jim Henson, and a short biography of Jim Henson. Also included is a sheet all about the characters and issue 21 of the Muppet Babies comic book. Next is a press kit for Miss Piggy's perfume Moi, which features an 8x10 image of Miss Piggy that says, "At the end of the day, there's only moi," as well as information about the perfume and Miss Piggy herself. A press kit for Jim Henson's Muppet Meeting Films, which features all kinds of information about Jim Henson's Muppet Meeting Films, including a brochure that says a medium for the Muppets, a case history from the Wall Street Journal that talks about Leo G. Grump and the Muppet Meeting Films. It even opens up to reveal a picture of Kermit the Frog, the David Laser Muppet, Grump, and Sam Eagle. Not only does the Wall Street Journal keep me abreast of the current business trends that are critical to my corporation, but it also puts me in touch with resources I need to keep my business a success. Leo G. Grump, CEO, Colossal Corporation Conglomerate. The Wall Street Journal. It works. The back cover has a list of Muppet Meeting Film titles, including Picker Upper, Gimme a Break, Breakthrough, Perk Up, Side Splitter, Lift Off, Coffee Break, and Breakaway, with soon-to-be available Muppet Mayhem and Muppet Breaking Point. A flyer touting the new films Muppet Mayhem and Muppet Breaking Point, an order form which you could either preview, rent, or purchase the films in different formats, including 16mm, VHS, and 3/4-inch tape, as well as 2 8x10 glossies from the upcoming films. Information about the entire Muppet Meeting Films, as well as their newest titles. A small user guide featuring Kermit that offers a brief synopsis of each title. There was also this empty press release folder for A Muppet Family Christmas, which, yes, is empty. The full press kit for Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree that features not just 8x10s, but slides and a full synopsis of the special. As well as this Muppets from Space press kit featuring, of course, information about the film and a bag. It says Jim Henson Pictures and Columbia TriStar, filled with 8x10 glossy photos from the film. I also picked up this leather Jim Henson Company toiletry bag, presumably only given out to Jim Henson Company employees, friends, and family of the company, with the early 2000s Jim Henson Company logo featuring Kermit on the front. And you're probably saying, well, surely that's the end. There can't be anything else that could possibly top all those items. Well, you'd be wrong, because there's still one more item that was the highlight of the list Craig sent me. And when I saw this on the list, I was like, I think I know what this is. And when I saw it at the swamp meet, this was my #1 pick. Are you ready for this? I don't know if you can handle this. Are you ready? Because it's a Great Muppet Caper press kit for the MuppetStuff stores. It has a Great Muppet Caper sticker on the front and opens up to reveal a Kermit the Frog handkerchief, a binder with all kinds of information, and 5x7 stills from the film, and a tape about how to decorate your MuppetStuff store. And before someone says, hey, why don't you put it in your VCR and watch it? Well, I do have a VCR. I don't have a VCR like this. It's some crazy old vintage format. I'm not quite sure exactly what format this is. Fortunately, my friend Chris has a copy of this same press kit and got his tape transferred, and it's up on YouTube. So you can see exactly what this tape entails. And here's a brief clip.
Hi, I'm Roberta Jimenez, the merchandising manager for the Muppets. And what's this stuff? Well, it's Muppet stuff. The kind you can take home. For this is our store, MuppetsStuff. And to help me show you a few of our products, I have an assistant, direct from Muppet Labs, the remarkable and totally incomprehensible Beaker. Name brands that everyone knows and trusts, names you already stock. Fisher-Price. Keds. No, Keds. And Danskin. Hallmark. Milton Bradley. And the results have been wonderful. That's okay, Beaker. Opening a MuppetStuff boutique will be an exciting event, and there couldn't be a better time, for this summer marks the premiere of the Muppets' second major motion picture, The Great Muppet Caper. And many of those well-known companies will be celebrating with tie-ins. From Martex, towels and sheets. From Billy the Kid, a brand new line of children's clothes. Books from Bantam and Random House. And the movie soundtrack album from Atlantic Records. All this while Hallmark and McDonald's are doing the largest promotions in their history. Are you okay? Remember, The Great Muppet Caper opens on June 26th in 600 theaters all around the country.
Ta-da! Announcing The Great Muppet Caper.
It's a new Muppet movie.
With moi, your superstar. Say cheese.
Watch for
The Great Muppet Caper. What's a caper?
I think it's a small chicken.
And so the Muppets have grown, from a television show to a full-fledged media phenomenon, shared by people of all ages.
And there's a link to the entire video in the description down below. As I mentioned, my friend Chris also has one of these press kits, and he told me that in his press kit, the Kermit handkerchief was wrapped around a vial of capers, and a sheet explaining what a caper is or isn't. So I want to have the Great Muppet Caper mystery solved, because my capers have been capered. You caper. But the real treat is inside this binder, because it's chock full of information about the Muppets, the team behind and under the characters, other productions the company has worked on, including Sam and Friends, Sesame Street, Saturday Night Live, Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, The Muppet Show, The Art of the Muppets, the MuppetStuff store at 833 Lexington Avenue, magazine covers and articles about the characters, and their many awards.
The winner is The Muppet Show. David Laser, executive producer. Jim Henson, producer.
I sort of had something to say, and it really goes, but the whole Muppet group is a very joyful little family, and it's a very happy night, and so I I could have a great long list of people that are all part of it, because the Muppets really are a large thing, and the performers and the puppet builders and our guest stars and the writers, and it's a great big thing, and I'll pass out a list later, and you can all read out all those people that were responsible for it. But just thank you all. Thank all of these people and all the rest of them that aren't up here. So, thank you.
It also talks about the Muppet Fan Club, the Muppets and Publishing, the Muppets and UNICEF, the stations the Muppet Show airs in different cities, King Features Muppet comic strip, and information about their latest movie, The Great Muppet Caper, vendor contact info, and the Muppet products they sell, which include clothing and accessories by Billy the Kid, domestic items like American Communications Muppet Telephone, books, records, and stationery like Atlantic Records Muppet Movie and Great Muppet Caper soundtracks, toys, games, and crafts like Avalon Industries Muppet Craft products, as well as their licenses in Canada, including Majdel children's t-shirts, and a list of products released directly as tie-ins to the film. More information about Hallmark's Muppet cards, the Billy the Kid and Calamity Jane line, and the McDonald's Muppet Caper glasses. There's also a whole section on marketing for the MuppetStuff stores, design ideas for the MuppetStuff Boutique's Great Muppet Caper promotion, fold-out designs for a Muppet Theater Boutique, a Muppet Manor Boutique, and a Backstage Boutique. Promotional ideas include the Great Popcorn Caper with free popcorn at the MuppetStuff Boutique, and coupons for free popcorn at the Great Muppet Caper movie. Find a missing piece of the Great Muppet Caper puzzle and win. You ought to be in pictures. Get a free instant photo when you make a purchase at our MuppetStuff Boutique. Make a photo backdrop. Make your own full-color blow-ups of the Muppets for photo backdrops. Color in these scenes from the Great Muppet Caper to win tickets to the Great Muppet Caper movie. The Great Muppet Caper Trivia Game. Vote for your favorite star from the Great Muppet Caper and win, which included campaign buttons with names of the Muppet stars. Kermit is the cutest, Blank gets my vote, Miss Piggy is here for moi, Gonzo is the greatest, and Fozzie is unbearably lovable. Dress up your store with these colorful displays. A hot air balloon, 24-inch cardboard dangler for hanging over MuppetStuff Boutique in display windows in departments. Life-size Muppet characters, 42-inch high, two-sided for hanging, set of 2 cutouts each with 2 characters and 2 easels, full color mounted on cardboard. And you can get all 3 for $35. The Great Muppet Stub. Save your ticket stub from the Great Muppet Caper and save on Muppet Stuff at Morgan's. Bring your ticket to the MuppetStuff Boutique. Here's a Muppet Show Theater shadow box with a videotape of Muppet shows and movie excerpts. This is a store-wide MuppetStuff Muppet Caper event. MuppetStuff is here, so on with the show. A store-wide promotion in support of the Great Muppet Caper and MuppetStuff designed to build traffic, create in-store excitement, and sell Muppet merchandise. Main floor MuppetStuff Boutique extends the show business theme with marquee look and also includes Great Muppet Caper decor. Each department puts on its own Muppet show by featuring Muppet merchandise and running promotions. Promotions could include a free autographed publicity photo of Miss Piggy, Kermit, or a movie poster, copyright and trademark information, licensing agreement, as well as a whole bunch of Great Muppet Caper stickers. There's also the MuppetStuff logo and the characters' autographs, and finishing with illustrations of the characters inside stars that can be used in all kinds of different merchandise and store displays. So as you can see, it's no wonder I freaked out when I saw this on Craigslist. This checks a lot of my boxes. It's a press kit, it's a promotional item, it's an item not released to the public, and while all of that is amazing, they all deal with the MuppetStuff store as well, which of course my blog, my museum, and this channel are homages to. So of course I had to pick this up.
So now you know. Join us, won't you, in the fun, the color, the humor, and the fantasy. Create your own MuppetStuff boutique. And to help you, we put together a special kit filled with ideas, graphics, logos, and other materials to involve you in the marvelous madness that will surround the Great Muppet Caper.
And remember, folks, we're behind you 100%. At least I'm behind her. Oh, I'm behind her. Oh, you get that?
I got it.
And as if the weekend didn't have enough Muppety madness to it, on my way home, I stopped at Barnes & Noble and picked up the recently released Muppet Movie Official Picture Book. It's kind of funny how we're just now getting a Muppet Movie picture book because the movie was released over 40 years ago, but hey, better late than never, because inside it has amazing illustrations of scenes from the film. And that's going to do it for this video, so I want to thank Craig once again for putting me in charge of the swamp meat and giving me first dibs at all of his amazing items. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite item from this video was. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media channels, and I'll see you next time.
than ever.